What's happening? Welcome to Platform 246. I'm Lawrence. Thank you so much for stepping up. It's 49er Tuesday. And of course, as usual, it's a Victory Tuesday. Hit that like button. 49er Tuesday is back. We're trying to get with y'all for a couple of weeks. Haven't been able to, so my apologies for that. But we are back, and we are back at the best possible time. Um, and I'm without my glasses, by the way, too. So yeah, welcome to Platform 246. Thank y'all so much for stepping up. What's happening, Daniel Berry? How you doing, brother? Please, if you're here, say something in the comments. Let us know that you're watching. We appreciate you. Don't just be hawking and chicken stalking and all that kind of shit. Let us know what's happening. But what we got talking about today, again, is a big win. A big Niner win. Go Niners. Amen, Daniel. Amen. Please believe me. Yes, we had a big win this past Sunday. We went up against the Pennsylvania Eagles, Rocky himself. We went against Balboa, and we were more like Clubber Lang the first time around, or Drago. We were Ivan Drago. We were whooping his ass. Okay. The only thing is, Rocky didn't get a chance to come back. The story changed. The movie changed. It's the prequel. We whooped his monkey ass all over Philadelphia. The Eagles were shot down. Bird hunting season is in full effect, as you all know. We have 5 games in a row through the Niners. We started off with Seattle, the Shithawks. We started off with Washington State. Then we also, of course, moved on to the people that we just whooped their tally ass, the Pennsylvania Eagles. Again, this Sunday, deja vu, just like that, whip around, right? We have, again, Washington State. Follow that up with the Arizona Redbirds. And then finally on Christmas Day, I believe that's a Monday, by the way, Monday Night Football, Christmas Day against the Ravens. So we got our guns up in the air. It's duck hunt. You get your Nintendos out, your NESs. It's duck hunt for real. Get it together, get ready, because the Niners are going 5-0 during this hunt. So let's talk about it. Big win. 49ers Tuesday is back. I wanted to come in and spend it with you all because, of course, we beat the piss out of them. A lot of talking. A lot of things happened in that game that should not have happened. And we're going to get into all of them right about now. 42-19. Kyle calls the good plays. And I mean, he called the good fucking plays. Okay, Kyle was. So we're watching the game, my sons and I. We're starting off with watching the game. Maybe like you. We keep seeing this dumbass motion. We keep seeing Deebo Samuel circling around fucking Brock Purdy. And we're all sitting here saying, why are you doing that, Kyle? Why don't you just run the ball like normal? But that's what you get for questioning the coach, Master Splinter himself. So Kyle is running Deebo all around Brock Purdy, and all that is doing the entire time is making the linebackers watch Deebo Samuel. Slowly as that happens, George Kittle, Muerte, right? George Kittle slipping out of the middle of the field, wide the fuck open. And it was happening all game long. It happened on the Brandon Ayuk touchdown play. Deebo went in that Uranus motion that he does to Brock Purdy, and it took everyone, I guess, his eyes off of Brandon Ayuk seeping around the back of the end zone. Touchdown, 7 for the Niners. Now, of course, they tried to even say that that wasn't a touchdown, right? Jackson Smith and Jigba put out on Twitter, on the X, the next day, or maybe that night. Oh, this is crazy. Because his catch against us the week before, and similarly, what he'll do this weekend, not shit. His catch didn't count. That's because you dropped the ball on the ground, sir. Brandon, however, had the football in his hands all the way to the ground and through the catch. Those are the rules. Jackson Smith, if you're a rookie and you don't know them because you just came from Ohio State and you think that the rules are different, that's your problem, though. So Jackson Smith and Jigga can complain all he wants, but Brandon Ayuk, he pulled in the catch. That was a touchdown. Give him his 7. And then, of course, Deebo continued to jet motion or Uranus motion, Mars motion, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He continued to do that motion behind Kyle Shanahan for play after play after play, guiding the linebacker's eyes to where Deebo was going and leaving players open. Christian McCaffrey on a seam, on a wheel route. I mean, it was ugly. It got pretty ugly in Philadelphia. But I want to know why, and I want to ask you why, Faithful, Your comments, your thoughts as to why we were able to blow out the Philadelphia Eagles 42-19. So for me, I appeared on shout out to my man Queasy the GOAT on Twitter. Check out his YouTube channel as well. He is an Eagles fan. We will not hold that against him, though. We won't hold it against him. I went on his show, I believe it was Wednesday of last week, and I tried to tell him, I tried to explain to him. He had another guest on there. He also had CG Ruthless, who's a 49ers content creator. Had him on the show, and the four of us, we debated the game that was coming up this Sunday, who was going to win, why they were going to win, what things will we see. Everything that I said came true. First of all, you couldn't get to Brock at all day. You got a couple of hands in his face. That's about as much as I can remember taking place in that game as far as pressure on Brock. He may have gotten sacked, I think, once in that game. So Brock was able to avoid pressure. He was able to get the ball out on time, get the ball out with anticipation. I think that's something that we need to talk about, Faithful, for Brock Purdy, how well he anticipates his throws. He's not just throwing to the receiver themselves. He throws to areas, something that James could never fucking do. No matter how hard he tried, no matter how many porn stars he had sex with, he could not lead a receiver to save his life. That's why he's just about out of the league now. And we have Sturdy Purdy, or as some people are calling him, CMVP or MV Purdy. You never know what you're going to get with the 49ers, to be quite honest with you. And we'll get into that too. But yeah, Cal called it a good place. He was in his bag. He was in his Birkin bag, actually, this past weekend, was Kyle Shanahan. He was calling stuff. And really, it's been like that for a few weeks now. Going back to the Seattle game, we called a play for Christian McCaffrey where he snuck through the middle of the offensive line. He didn't have a specific place to go. He just snuck through the opening in the offensive line, caught a pass, 7. Touchdown for your ass. So Washington State got a chance to deal with it. And then we went ahead and brought it all the way down to Pennsylvania and gave them a taste of the. I was screaming at the television when Kyle Shanahan was calling those plays, and Debo kept circling and circling and circling Brock Purdy. What in the fuck are you doing, Kyle? What are you calling? What is that? Let's get to the comments. So we got Daniel Berry, like I said, in the house tonight. If you are watching, please leave a comment. I should have my glasses on right now, but I don't. Now they're actually underneath my streaming device right now, so that's not going to happen. They're off. They're off for a while. But Cal called this a good place. He was in his Gucci bag. Debo Samuel came to play. The defense came to play. Brock Purdy came to play. The offensive line, respect and shout out to our offensive line for the job that they were able to do this past Sunday against one of the better defensive lines in the NFL. Like I said, I believe Brock Purdy was sacked just one time during that game. And that's really, really good when you compare it to what happened to us just back in January with that very same team. They tried to end Brock Purdy's life. So Brock Purdy made out the game safe. A lot of people asked, did we have reservations as a team going back into Philadelphia after what happened back in the NFC Championship game? The question for that and the answer to it was no. The team came out in all black. A lot of the players, and they didn't even put that shit together. They all just came out wearing black because it was a funeral this past Sunday. 42-19. The Eagles are now still number one as far as seeding in the NFC. However, they do face off against Texas, lowly Texas, this Sunday. Texas, I don't ever ask you for anything. I don't ask you to be a good team. I don't ask you to play us tough. I don't ask your fans to leave our fans and our team the fuck out your mouths. But I will ask you for something this Sunday, is that you have a home game, which I believe you've won 14 straight home games, Texas. Nothing but blowouts all up and down your schedule at home. You have Pennsylvania coming to your home field, to Jerry World, to geriatric land this coming Sunday. And what I need for you to do is to get that W. There it goes. Get that dub. We need you to win that game, Texas. Now, I know that's asking a lot of Cowboys Nation, but you can do it. It's been proven. You've done it before in the past. So why can't you do it this weekend? Why can't you get it done this Sunday, Texas? We need you sincerely to beat Pennsylvania. Because when you do that, we go straight to the top of the heat. We go to the #1 seed because we're going to whoop Seattle's ass. Please believe me. We're going to beat the shit out of them too. Just like we just did them 2 weeks ago. Just like we just did you 2 days ago. We're going to beat their monkey ass. And then when we do that, we'll be in first place in the league, entire NFC, National Football Conference, #1, San Francisco. We're looking for that home field, looking for that bye, the first week, that rest. And you see what happens when the Niners get rest. Oh, it gets pretty spicy when the 49ers are coming off of a bye or any rest. So we got 10 days rest. We flew out to Pennsylvania, 42-19, 6 straight touchdown drives. Now we started off 3 and out on the first 2 drives. Myself personally, my stomach was churning at that point in time. Okay, we went 6 straight plays. Wop, 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 wop. It was just bullshit. Okay, nothing good was going on, and I was panicking on the inside, just on the inside. I was panicking. Give us a second, folks. Yes, so I was panicking again on the inside, but on the outside, I'm looking at the game and I'm saying, okay, we've given up just 6 points during the start of this first quarter. 6 points, 2 field goals. We scored 1 touchdown. We are in the lead. And on our third drive, that's what happened. We scored a touchdown and we pretty much never looked back. 42-19 was the final score after we were down 6-0. So there you go right there. Brock Purdy able to lead the charge. Okay, Brock Purdy leading the charge on a comeback. 6-0. What more do you want? What more do you want, Nick Wright? What more do you want, Colin bitch ass Cowherd? What more do you all want from Brock Purdy? I'd like to know. Oh, so do we got a guess? I think we do. One moment, folks. Let's get somebody. We got somebody that's trying to call in, looks like. Let's bring them up right now. I have no idea who this is. So it's a surprise. It's a surprise for us all. Just like the past week's game was. But it's a great surprise. Coming to the stage, none other. David. What's up, sir?
How's it going, buddy?
Going good, man. How's it going with you?
Oh, it's going all right. I mean, I'm sure you heard about Corey Davis.
I did, and thank you for
You
coming
know,
on and saying it. And real quick, Faithful, if you don't know, we'll let you know now. One of my favorite Faithful, one person who has really supported my channel, and I've tried to do the same to him. He had a really good Friday night show that he was doing here on YouTube. He answered questions, trivia. My man David was a part of that just about every Friday. Corey Davis passed away. I believe it was just right after the Niners got that win. So prayers up for his family, sincerely, and prayers to you, Corey. Much love, man. I feel bad that I never got a chance to meet him. I really wanted to meet him. If I'm not mistaken, David, you did meet him, correct?
I did. I went out for the Giants home opener this season, and I got to meet him. I actually spent the day with Niner Sickness. You know, Beto,
Yep.
Corey Davis, Bryant Culp, and me. We were cruising around San Francisco, went over the Golden Gate Bridge, and saw the area that Candlestick used to be at. You know, and yeah, it was awesome. Meeting Corey was awesome. He was the coolest guy.
He really
He'll
was.
always be with us, though. He'll always be with us. I'm actually going to continue his pick show, and then the
Okay.
off-season trivia. I'm going to continue that show. It's going to be named after him. So
Absolutely.
he will live on forever. You know.
Yeah, let's make sure that please that you say a prayer, faithful folks. Anybody watching, if you see this, for Mr. Corey Davis, an outstanding 49ers fan, 49er fan, really to the end. And from something that I saw today, I think it was on Facebook, is where someone said that the only thing he loved more than the 49ers was his family, and that it was proven. It was a fact. So respect to his family, respect to Corey, much love to Corey. He really, really is a good dude. And now he's, I'm assuming, resting with the Lord and no longer in pain. Uh, if nothing else, he's no longer in pain. So um, to try to get back to the Niners, and speaking of pain, 42-19. How'd you see things playing out, David?
After the first quarter, I was looking at
Yep.
this going, okay, so our defense ain't gonna let them in the end zone, and it's like, Kyle, what are you doing? Get in the bag, Kyle. And then, Kyle said, hold my beer and watch this. And we went down 6 straight times and scored touchdown.
Yes. I like that. He said, you know what? Hold my fucking beer. Okay. Let me show you how to work. So, what was your favorite play from the game, maybe, David? Favorite play, favorite moment, anything that really
Um,
stood out for you?
the long pass to Debo to just not put the nail in the coffin, but drop the coffin in the hole and bury it in one fell swoop. You know that when he caught it and he was running, it was like I was like, he's not getting tackled. He's gone. No one's tackling him. He's gone. I
No.
think that whole drive took like 20 seconds off the clock. Who cares? We ran straight down and just that was it. Game over. I
It was
think
two
that
plays.
was we went up 35. That was like
Yeah.
35-13 at that point, if I remember right.
We went up
So
on that play. It did take about 20 because we only had two plays on the drive.
yeah,
Two plays in total that we ran on that drive. On the second play of the drive, he went to the house for 7. So salute to Debo, and let's bring up just Debo for a minute. So last thing for you, if you could talk to me about Debo, talking mess to Bradbury, really just about the narrative that's been out there uh, that we are now rivals, and I think that there's something to that, but that we're rivals. Debo talking all the way to the game, up to the game, making sure he said that he did not regret anything or take anything back that he said, and then coming out there and walking it the same way he talked it. What do you think about that?
I was told don't let your mouth write checks your ass can't catch, but by my grandpa. Shout out to him, and Debo straight up he was cashing them checks. He was like, "Yep, I'm." He lived up to what he did. Everything he said he was going to do. He
He
was
did.
100% right. If we have a healthy quarterback, we are beating you guys. You know, and that's it. You know, 42-19. They had a garbage time touchdown, right?
Yeah. A garbage touchdown. We've seen that multiple times, I think, this season. Garbage scores. Inglewood did that to us week 3. I think it was right. Was it week 2 or 3, whichever week it was? Inglewood got us with one at the end of the game. I think maybe 3-4 weeks back when a team did that to us, maybe at the start of the win streak. Making the scores look a little bit better than they probably should. This game was over uh, early in the second quarter. When it got to be 21-6, this game was over. There was no way that they were going to come back on us and prevent us from scoring as well as score on the defense with the way they've been playing. And then I want to give some credit to Steve Wilkes while we're live too, because everybody was calling for his job. We had him out on the sidewalk. We had his shit out on the lawn, and he was going to pull up to the house, and his shit was going to be just laid out nice and neat for him, ready to scoop it up and put it in his truck. So salute to Steve Wilkes. Do you think that is the fact that he's come down to the field, has that made all the difference?
I've actually been calling him Sideline Steve since he's been down there on the field. And I do think there was some sort of communication, mishap, maybe something was getting lost in what the
Yeah.
players was telling whoever was calling up to the booth. Something was getting lost. And now he's down on the field. He's able to talk to the individual players and make adjustments. You know, benching Isaiah Oliver was huge because that man got burned. You know, he's like all the grease on the meat caught fire, and that he was crispy pretty much every game.
Yeah,
Then we
he was getting
brought
back.
yeah, you know, then we started to bring our boundary corner, Ambry Thomas in, and you had Lenore flip inside, which nickel and boundary corner are two totally different jobs. You know,
Correct.
you get the slippery kind of speedy wide receiver in there, and you have to worry about playing the run big time. Like you're an extra linebacker essentially.
You are a linebacker.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and you know the first game he was doing that was the Jaguars game, and they only scored 3 points. You know, Embry kind of had a couple plays where he looked like he was out of place, but well, not Embry, but Demo. And
Mm-hmm.
then the next game, it looked like he 100% adjusted. And when he
Yeah.
has to go from outside to nickel, he just flips the switch and it's done. You know, and it you know the sideline Steve can make adjustments on the fly right then and there. He doesn't have to wait to halftime to talk to the players face to face and see what's actually going on and make adjustments with them. This is the outcome.
I agree. I agree completely. As usual with you, David. So my man David, he's gonna come on. He's gonna have his guns out, whether the sun is out, or whether the snow is out. David is gonna have his
Right.
guns out. So on your way out, David, give me your final thoughts on the game and maybe how you think we're gonna do this Sunday against Seattle.
I don't think they have anything for us. You know, look at what we did to them on Turkey Day, you know, at their house.
Bad, bad,
For the
real bad.
longest time, I thought Pete Carroll's got something for us. You know, he's owned us for, you know, quite some time now. This is kind of pitiful, you know. Then they trade Russell Wilson. I'm going to knock on some wood here. They haven't won a game since they traded Russell Wilson. So
Against us.
was it Pete that had something for us, or was it Russell Wilson? That's what this game's going to tell us. If we win this game, it was Russell Wilson who had something for us. But I honestly,
I think it was
I
Russell
do
personally.
expect I expect us to win multiple scores, buddy, by multiple scores.
You heard it here first. McNiner himself gave it to you. It has to go down. Multiple score win by the Niners. David, thank you for stepping up, brother. Folks, as you know, David is right here on the channel, so that means that this is a call-in show. David, be safe, sir. Niner ganger, don't bang as always, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Hey,
Thank you
go
for coming
Niners! And
on,
as
brother.
Corey Davis would say, fuck all those other 31 teams.
Every single one of them. Rest in peace,
Yep.
Corey. Much love, man. Sincerely. Thank you,
All right.
David.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Always. Yes. Shout out again to Corey, and thank you for David coming in and bringing that up for us. Rest in peace, Corey. I wish I had Corey on my channel once, I think, and I was on his channel once, I think. And folks, check out his show. Like I said, David, as you just heard, David is going to continue Corey Davis's picks show that he does every Friday. It was a great show, actually, and they would go for hours. Okay, I mean for hours. All right, I can't even do it. So respect to them, and for carrying on with the tradition for Corey, and rest in peace to Corey. If you didn't hear, Corey Davis, another 49ers content creator. If you didn't know, over the last couple of days, it's been all over the internet, and a lot of the community is tight. We're all on each other's Facebooks, Instagrams now, Twitter, the X, whatever you want to call it. We're all over it, all of us that are content creators and just the faithful 49er fans. And Corey Davis was a really, really, really good dude, and he passed away right at the end of the 49ers game. His family's got that information out to us. So his channel is still open. I think they got him up to like almost 400 subscribers. So go subscribe to that man's channel. Sincerely, go subscribe to Corey Davis' channel. That's Corey with a K, Korey Davis. Run his channel up. Some people may start to use it again, but if nothing else, David McNiner also has a channel, and he's going to be keeping up with his show that they used to do every Friday. And just one last time, rest in peace to Corey. Much love. He was really, really, really a good dude. Now, people who are not good dudes, let's talk about that a little bit. Big Fat Dom, okay? Speaking of sideline Steve, speaking of shit that happens on the sideline that should or should not, this should not. Dre Greenlaw versus Big Dom, all right? So, as you saw on the game, if you got a chance to see it, if you didn't know, you know now. Dre Greenlaw likes to fight. Dre Greenlaw of the Niners likes to fight guy. What I started seeing after the game, which pissed me the hell off, because this is the Laker Nation, okay? But what I started seeing after the game was, what's that ugly SOB's name? What is his name? He plays for Golden State. It escapes me right now for whatever reason, because usually I call him nighttime. Usually I call him darkness. But Draymond inside Dre Greenlaw's 49 uniform. It was all over the internet, everywhere. You saw Draymond Green and any one of his screaming faces from any Warriors game superimposed into Dre Greenlaw's uniform. Now, why is that? Because Dre Greenlaw believes he is Draymond Green. There's too much DR shit going on right now. It's messing with my whole mental. But Dre Greenlaw believes that he's Draymond Green, apparently, or vice versa. And Dre likes to fight guy. Dre decided to suplex, and I mean suplex, like Brock Lesnar suplexed the little Smith boy. Excellent call. Brian Cope Brian Cope blowing the comments up. My fault, Brian. Real quick, yes. And the quest now, folks, if you didn't know, you know now. The quest for 6 is dead. We said that last season. We're all tired of hearing that shit. Okay? The Revenge Team, the quest for 6. Don't say any of that anymore. Okay? No. The quest is now for Corey Davis. This is the quest for Corey Davis for show. We want to make sure that the Niners win a championship this year, specifically for Corey. Brian agrees, and they are good friends, both good friends of mine. David, great call. Thank you so much. And LFG, let's go. Corey Davis 409. Is that the YouTube, Brian? Is that how to bring up his YouTube? I know if you type in Corey Davis, you see it there with a K as Brian. Thank you, Brian, sir, sincerely. It's going to come up. So please subscribe to this channel. You'll be able to see Brian Cope there, David McNally there. Maybe I can even get on there too, depending upon what they're all doing. But again, like I said, we're talking about sideline Steve. We didn't talk about sideline Dom, thinking that he's throwing people up out the club or something like that. This ain't Nobu. Big, huge, enormous corn-fed brother, East Coaster, standing on the sideline behind Nick Ratface Sirianni. Dre Greenlaw suplexes Devontae Smith out of bounds. Now, he's already going to get penalized for that. Us 49ers faithful, we're used to it. About once a game, Dre Greenlaw does something that's suspect. Something that we could possibly be like, damn, Dre, if he didn't get the flag. Well, this time he was getting the flag. 15 yards, personal fouls. Instead of just leaving it at that, we hate them and they hate us. So it started getting crazy real quick. And of course, we slammed that little boy on the sideline. So all the team starts to come. Big Dom starts to come from behind and somehow apparently gets his rabbit ass hands onto Dre Greenlaw. Once he put his hands on Dre Greenlaw put his finger in his nose and in his mouth. He was gloved, so he was safe. But Dre Greenlaw, oh, boom, there. Brian says, I just saw 375 the other day. Or this morning, I'm old and I smoke, so I forget. But I just saw 375. Now he's up to 409. Get him up to 410. I would do it myself, but I'm already on there. I'm subscribed to Corey with 2 channels. And everybody here is as well. So that means it's on you. Go subscribe to Corey Davis' channel. Get him up to 410 for the end of our stream. Anybody, if you're watching this, if you're not already subscribed to him, then go do it right now. All right? So Big Dom comes, puts his hands on Dre, telling him to get back. Like, I don't know. He thinks he's ludicrous or something like that. Whatever the case is, he tells him to get back. And then, of course, he puts his fingers in his mouth. Now, what that ends up happening is they both got kicked out. Now, while we lost an all-pro player, they lost an out-of-shape security guard. Tell me how that's fair. It's not. But it happened. 42-19 says it didn't make any difference for us, but it still happened, and I'm still upset about it. Kyle was upset about it. When you asked Kyle Shanahan about it after the game, he stuttered and stumbled and tried to explain how he didn't understand that somebody who's not involved in a football game could get one of his players kicked out. But it happened. We all saw it happen. So why? why was that motherfucker in, excuse me, why was that person anywhere near the sidelines? Don't you have a job to do, big man? Huh? Nope. Instead, he's getting poked in the mouth and the nose. Dre Greenlaw knows how yellow his teeth are. That's how close they were. And I want to know why. And what I also want to know is if Dre Greenlaw is going to get any type of fine, suspension, anything like that. Because if he does, we riot. And the faithful, if you've been living under a rock, we do work. We travel. We're tough to deal with as a fan base on the internet or in your house. So if anything happens to Dre Greenlaw, run it up, faithful. I mean, run it up. Get on your Twitters, your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your TikToks, your Snapchats, whatever you need to do. Write a letter, a fax, because we have Washington State this Sunday, and any BS is not going to be, it's not going to be tolerated because we need to win this game. And then, of course, we need Texas to do the one thing that we asked them ever. One, I don't ask your fans to be people outside of my mother. I don't ask your fans to be people. I don't ask your team to be good or give us a good game. I'll ask you for shit. But this Sunday, Texas, do us a favor. As they said in one of my favorite movies, give it back. Give it back. Okay? We gave it to you. Give it back. All we ask you to do is defeat them in your house. Something that you've done, I think, multiple times in a row. You've won 15 straight home or some ridiculous stat like that. It really doesn't matter because we didn't come there. Probably since the last time we were there. That you won every home game since the last time we were in your house. So why should this Sunday be any different? Hopefully it's not. Hopefully you can go ahead and get that W for us so that the possible MVP of the league, Brock Purdy, can get to his spot, that number one spot. Again, Ludacris. Ludacris is all over the live tonight. The number one spot. We need to be number one in the NFC. And the only way that we can do that is for someone to defeat Pennsylvania. The only person or team with a chance to really do that is Texas. This Sunday. So, Brock Purdy, 18 out of, I believe it was 27, 18 for 27, 314 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Again, no turnovers, James. 0 turnovers. He didn't even have the James special, the almost turnover. We all remember it. You held your breath till about as long as you could. Every time you let the ball go, really, you held your breath. But when he would almost throw it to the safety or the weak side linebacker, we didn't have any of that with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's efficient, on time. He plays with anticipation. James doesn't know anything about that. Anything about that. Brock Purdy throws with anticipation. What's happening, CarCast? How you doing? So please hit the like button, folks. If you haven't already, hit the like button, smash it, Debo it. I would say Bo said, but he didn't get any sacks. Kalia Davis, that like button. No. Ken Law, that bitch. Ken Law, the like button. 2 sacks for Javon. Apparently he's nicknamed JK. We didn't know that because he never plays well. So nobody ever talks about it. But now they were talking about him this weekend. And JK got 2 sacks. 2. When have we ever seen that in the 4 years that he's been here? This past Sunday. CarCast says, the Eagles fan came at me for calling Ayuk better than Smith. Well, that's a fact. You're just speaking the truth, young man. Subscribe to CarCast, by the way, and Brian Colt and David McNiner. It's all faithful, all creators in the comments tonight. Subscribe to everybody. It's probably actually just y'all. So y'all already subscribed to each other. But anyway, if you see this later, tomorrow you go jump in a DeLorean and you went back to the future and you already saw this. Subscribe to CarCast Channel 2. My young man, that's one of our young 49ers content creators. And he says again, a fan got at him. Who was it? Was it Little Spongy? And where's Little Spongy's little punk ass at? Huh? Yes, I called you a punk, Little Spongy. 13 years old, acting like he's 30. Well, I don't see him anywhere now. Where are you, Spongy? He was in CarCast comments earlier. He's hiding from me. I've known that little dude for about a year now. He's a great dude. I love little Spongy. But where are you, Spongy? Over there on the East Coast crying, huh? We tried to tell you. Damien tried to tell you, Spongy. You know you and Damien are always fighting. Damien tried to tell you. I tried to tell you what was going to happen. We were going to whip your ass. And that what happened in January in the playoffs when we didn't have a quarterback was a misnomer, was an anomaly. It's the words of the day right there. It wasn't a true representation of the Niner gang. You got to see that on Sunday. And the whole team told them. They said if we had MV Purdy, it probably wasn't going to be a game. And as soon as everybody, got used to the weather outside, we started to stomp y'all. Real, real bad. And it was led by Brock Purdy, who today Nick Wright probably said still sucks. Who the other day, that idiot, just because Trey Lance slept with his daughter and then dumped her. That idiot Colin Cowherd. Well, Brock Purdy wears his hat backwards. So he can't be a franchise quarterback. And then immediately 49ers Twitter sent out every single picture of Tom Brady with a backwards hat on over his entire career. So tell me how much sense that makes. If you hate the 49ers, just say you hate the 49ers, old man. Now I thought, okay, he's just a racist white dude, right? Let's just keep it 100. When he was trying to kill Trey Lance. Now, mind you, Trey Lance killed his daughter's vagina and then left her for dead once he got drafted to us. So I can understand a little bit of angst, a little bit of anger that he would have. But he was going in, right? Like, it's not the first person that your daughter slept with, bro. Oh, gee, it's not. She's like 21. Like, she's not the first. She's probably the first nigga. She probably likes niggas. So he's not the first. He's not going to be the last. Jump up off his ass. Now, Trey plays in Texas. Well, he doesn't play. Trey is in Texas, right? And Colin Cowherd is still on us. Why? Now he's on Brock. Sugar pie, sweet, country America apple pie, Brock from Arizona, Brock. Why does he treat Brock the way he does when Brock's treating the league the way he does? Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright, the two biggest haters, for lack of a better word, and I hate using that word, the two biggest haters of Brock Purdy that there probably are in media today. Now, neither one of them probably weigh 150 soaking wet, never have played football in the street, much less organized football. But they know everything about it, apparently. Enough to say that Brock Purdy is not a franchise quarterback, that he's not the engine. Now, y'all all know, if you're not new to this channel, you know. If you are new, now you know this, okay? I was driving the Trey Lance train. I was driving that bitch. My son's name is Trey, although we spell it correctly. My oldest son's name is Trey. So when we drafted him, and he's black, a black quarterback, that hopefully was a quarterback and not Michael Vick, right? A black quarterback with the same name as one of my sons. Heaven. Until it wasn't. Until it wasn't. Until he wasn't any good. And we had to trade him. To Texas, of all places. It hasn't even mattered. Because Brock Purdy has come in and continued to do what he's been doing since the Miami game last season. Beat ass. Play like MV Purdy. Now, most people say that he got drafted as a last player in the draft, that we have the Avengers on this team. So there's no way he could be the MVP. I want to know what you think. Leave it in the comments and let me know. Do you think Brock Purdy has earned the right to be in the MVP conversation? And then do you believe Brock Purdy is the MVP of the league. For me right now, which after this week, we'll have if everything falls right, we'll have the best record of all 32 of those teams that Corey Davis used to say F you about, right? We'll have the best record in all of football when we defeat Washington State. And if Texas can do anything good, we'll have the best record in the NFL. And that'll be led by Brock Purdy. 25 touchdowns in total, 23 passing, only 6 interceptions, 70% completion rate, 3,185 yards passing. What are you talking about? How is he not? It's not his fault that we have the X-Men on this team. It's not. My sons and I yesterday literally went down the team, and we were laughing with each other because it started to get funny. We have an all-pro, sometimes two, at every position. O-line, fullback, running back. Brock's probably going to be one this year at quarterback. 2 wide receivers, tight end, defensive line, linebackers, cornerback, safety. Mitch Wisnowski, our punter, is probably going to be an all-pro this year. It's not fair. But that's also not Brock's fault. Now, the only person who was here that wasn't here, no one on the offense, mind you. Well, okay, Christian. He didn't get a chance to play with Christian. But James had everybody that's here. Ayuk, Debo, Kittle, same line, Juice. He did squat. He did porn stars, and he did nothing else. Nothing good. Nothing that mattered to me. I don't care how many porn stars he slept with. He sucks. Big City. Let's effing go, Big City. Niner gang or don't bang. The beatdown is cancel Christmas. Y'all saw the Grinch on the thumbnail. That's for cancel Christmas because this is the December to Dismember for the 49ers. We're going to run through these teams. It's going to be lovely. We play on Christmas Day. That's why the Grinch is in the thumbnail. Because we're canceling your fucking Christmases. Okay? The bird hunt is still here. It's still bird hunting season. 5 games. We're 2-0 in the bird hunt. It's deja vu. We're going back with Seattle. We just beat them 2 weeks ago. Bad. Or excuse me, just a few days ago, really, on Thanksgiving. We just ended their whole turkey day. Everyone in the state of Washington. They just went home and just threw their stuff in the trash. They didn't even want to eat. And now this Sunday, they want to come to Santa Clara. Not San Francisco, because we don't play in San Francisco. They want to come to Santa Clara and get some more. Well, we have it for them. Big City says, fuck Philadelphia as a staff. Record label and a crew. What is this? What is that? Paid in full? What is Philadelphia? What happens to the Browns? Gave the blue? Yeah, apparently the Browns didn't give anybody the blueprint of anything. You know what the blueprint is to beating the San Francisco 49ers? Injuries. That's it. Oh, Tupac hit him up. Oh yeah. Boom. Yeah. Also, F bad boy. And that's for real. F bad boy because Sean is a predator. Okay? Sean's another predator out there in the music industry that you knew about, but you acted like you didn't know about. You knew he liked men. You knew he did. You knew that he was probably a little rapey for the ladies or men, whatever floats your boat. You knew he was probably a little rapey. And it's all coming to fruition right now. Cassie, my father loved her. I don't know why. Me and you. When that song came out, Cassie, me and you, my dad constantly would be like, look, turn on that song. And I just automatically, I didn't know it. But I automatically knew what he was talking about. Turn that song with that girl. Like, what the hell are you talking about, Dad? What are you talking about? I didn't say hell because I was too young. He probably would have hit me. What are you talking about? I love you, Dad. I miss you. Huh? You know that song. Okay. Well, Cassie, she knew to go to the authorities 20 years later. And it was still going to be open. But she still had all that activity, all that dough caked up from all those beatings and rapes and forcible sex with other men and whatever else the things that he did to her. Now she's doing things to him. So, but to get back onto topic, MVP Purdy. Now people are saying that, of course, Purdy can't be the MVP. Why can't he not be the MVP? Besides the fact that he plays with the Avengers, because also DC comes into it, right? Superman come take over the whole set. Christian, bless us, Christian. Every Sunday he blesses us. That's not blasphemy neither. I mean it sincerely. We get a Christian blessing every Sunday from Christian McCaffrey. It was written in the stars. He was supposed to play here. As I was 12 years old, young little 12-year-old running wild, right? Becoming a man, sitting down watching the 49ers win the Super Bowl. His father was on that team, Ed McCaffrey. He didn't play much because we had Jerry Rice and John Taylor, but his father was on the team. He returned for us. And then Christian McCaffrey goes to Stanford, which is across the street from San Francisco 49ers, everything, right? Gets drafted to Carolina. We're going to act like that didn't even happen. He came over with Steve Wilkes, and here we are. That is a bad white man. The movie, I'll probably never call the movie White Men Can't Jump Again. Either one of them. Woody Harrelson's or Jack Harlow's. Yes, Big City, Christian, the Holy Spirit McCaffrey. Whatever you want to say, that's a bad man. He's not a bad white man. That's a bad man. He's white, but he's bad as hell. And he's a running back. And he's ours. He's probably one of the best 5 players in all of football, regardless of your position. Where does he reside? On DeBartolo Road. What is it? DeBartolo, anybody know? DeBartolo Road, DeBartolo Way? In the DeBartolo place. That's where he resides, in the red and gold. And similar to Chase Young, I'm sure he probably could not be happier than to leave the doldrums of North Carolina. The funny thing is that's what's his name? Steph Curry's favorite team, right? No wonder. Yeah, CMC for MVP, but it's a quarterback award. So Purdy, says Big City. Yes, it is a quarterback award, and it has been for a long time. I think the last time somebody won the MVP award and they were not a quarterback, ironically, was another running back, Adrian Peterson. I think it was 2012. Now, Adrian Peterson that year had 2,000 yards rushing. He's probably going to finish for like 1,500. He is now at 1,000 yards. We put that out this week too early in the week. I said he needed 61 yards. Ain't no way he's walking out of Pennsylvania without that 1,000 yards. And sure as shit, 95 yards later, 93 or 95 yards later, Christian McCaffrey is your first 1,000-yard rusher for the season in the NFL. The first 1,000-yard rusher we've had, I want to say, since that same time, since like 2012 or 14, with Frank the Tank. Frank Gore was the last time that we had. Some of y'all never even seen Frank Gore play for the 49ers. They may be watching this right here. He was the last time we had a 1,000-yard rusher. My sons barely saw Frank Gore play for us. They weren't watching it enough. And we haven't had one since. But now, Christian blesses us. Everything that you need. 15 touchdowns or whatever. What do you got? 12 in total? That's 12 rushing. But he got a couple of, I don't know how many he has in total, to be quite honest with you, but he's always scoring. He's like that dude, probably like he was in high school. Always scoring. Right? Look at him. And he's a star football player. So he's constantly scoring, so I've lost track. But he has a lot of touchdowns on the season. Receiving, the pass someone, that was last year, right? Y'all get me. See, yeah, he's top 5 for sure. He's a top 5 player in the whole league. Not quarterback, not defensive lineman. I think he's a top 5 player in the league. In the whole league, regardless of position. Not a top 5 running back. He's the best running back in football. There's not even any question. It's not Derrick Henry or any of these other folks. It's Christian McCaffrey. The man blocks and everything. So it is a quarterback award. It has been that for the longest time. And the last time someone that was not a quarterback won this award again was Adrian Peterson for the Vikings. He had 2,000. He didn't have a lot of touchdowns that year. Okay, so Big Steve says name the 4 others. Put yours in the comments too. Drop your top 5 players in the entire league. Drop that for us in the comments now, later, tomorrow, whenever. Just drop it in the comments. I appreciate it. I'm going to say Christian. Then I'm gonna go with Christian Patrick, maybe Jettis when he's healthy. And let's get to the other side of the ball. I'm gonna go Nick, and I probably need another, and probably maybe TJ. I would say that's my 5. I think that's my 5. But Christian makes the cut. I would say Christian, Mahomes, Jefferson, Watt, Bosa. Okay. Oh, Trent, damn. See, it's hard. That's what I say. But I believe Big City has Mahomes, CMC, Lamar Jackson, Trent on it. We got 3 of them, Trent and Bosa. I think Trent could be 5 or 6, and he's offensive lineman. And that's not a joke. Trent Williams is probably one of the top 5 players in all of football. Where does he play? Right here. He blocks for Christian. See how that goes together? So can Brock Purdy win the MVP when Christian McCaffrey, like Kyle Shanahan's offense, rat face himself? Master Splinter has not looked so great since Ninja Turtles 1. Master Splinter hasn't looked as great as he does right now since the first Ninja Turtles movie. That was a real master. That was a good Master Splinter. And he wasn't all jokey and hokey. Big City says, besides TJ Watt, not many others really top 5. I agree. So we look really good, and I think we look really good primarily because we have Christian McCaffrey on this team. Now, what is it, Saturn or Mars, whatever, whoever has the rings, that ring around the rosy stuff that Kyle Shanahan was calling for Debo, yeah, that made a big, big difference this last game. It had me and my children yelling at the TV, cussing Kyle Shanahan the hell out, trying to figure out what he was doing at first until it started working. Then I just sat back and I was quiet. But still, Christian McCaffrey on every single play is accounted for. And not only is he's not just a decoy, like, Debo's kind of slowly turned into every now and then. Christian McCaffrey's not a decoy. All of us screaming at the TV, and everybody knows that if he doesn't get the ball, we're not going to be the same. We still need Debo because during that 3-game loser streak, Christian McCaffrey was wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, and fully healthy. And it did not help us. So, like I said, we are the Avengers. When we come together like Voltron, it's a wrap. The team is still undefeated. I don't know if you knew that. Since we got Christian McCaffrey, having all of our players together, including Brock, we have not lost a game. Our full team has not, going back to last year, week 8, like 20 games. We haven't lost a game with the whole team. And look who comes in. Okay, so the whole offense looks great, healthy. What was wrong the first 2 drives? Kyle being in his Reebok bag. Kyle was in his Reebok bag instead of his Birkin bag. Damian Jackson in the building. What's up? Welcome to Platform 246. Thank you so much for stepping up, sir. How are you doing tonight? That's my son. Big City, wait, what do you mean? We're undefeated when healthy. Yeah, when we have Brock, right? So everybody that played yesterday, our crew, everybody you think that's, so if Debo's not missing, Brandon's not missing, Christian's not missing, if we have not lost a game since we got Christian McCaffrey. And with Brock, we haven't lost. We've only lost 4 games over that time, 3 this season, and we all know what was happening there. Everybody was out. And the game in the NFC Championship game last year when Brock got injured. And then also so did that quarterback, whatever his name was. Was it Johnson? Who was afraid to play? And also afraid to play right now. Shout out to the East Coast. Zach Wilson. Apparently Zach Wilson, they tried to turn the keys back over to him for the 4th time after being drafted number 2 overall. Try to give him the ball back again. That nigga said he don't want to. Thank you, son. He don't want to play. He doesn't want to play. Josh Johnson. Maybe they can find Josh Johnson in. Zach Wilson straight up told Robert Saleh, nah, let's not get into that just yet. As far as me starting again. I'm good. What? The Coug Hunter doesn't want to play now? He was supposed to hunt cougars. He was supposed to go on the hunt. Apparently, He doesn't have time to lace up his cleats and put his shoulder pads on for his team again and for that fat check that he's getting as a first-round #2 pick. He literally told his team he doesn't want to play. And if you think it didn't leak, you thought wrong. But CMVP, do one of them win the MVP this year? Brock or Christian? Do you think it's possible? I do think it's possible myself. Probably more so for Brock than Christian, because no matter what Nick Wright's punk Mark ass says, or Colin Cowherd thinking that maybe Brock cheated on his fiance and slept with his daughter too, no matter what they say, the facts are the facts, and everything that we see on Sunday says that we are the best team in football. And that Brock Purdy is the quarterback and the leader of that team. He's the one that tells George Kittle, shut your mouth, when he's in the huddle making jokes or throwing up wrestling signs. He tells George Kittle, shut the hell up. Listen to the play. And that's not me saying that. The players say that in the present. He tells us to shut up all the time, especially George. So, next game. Final thoughts for this game. So, first of all, thank you to everybody for hanging out, stepping up with us tonight on 49ers Tuesday. It's a Victory Tuesday. Maybe it's Taco Tuesday for you all. I believe it's Ribs Tuesday for me. It's Ribs Tuesday today. Remember, it's Taco Tuesday for you or Grilled Cheese Tuesday. Whatever Tuesday it is for you, happy Tuesday to you. And again, welcome to 49ers Tuesday. Hit the like button on your way out or on your way in. Either one is okay with me. Bird Hunt, Part 3, Washington State. Thanksgiving Day, we got our get back. 9 years in the making. Yes, Richard Sherman, who currently denounces the Seahawks. He acts like he never even played there. Like he didn't win a Super Bowl with them because they stink. He acts like he didn't play for them like we drafted him when we just signed him for like 2.5 seasons. But still yet, he apparently likes us more than he does them at this point in time. So back then, though, 9 years ago, he loathed us. He hated us. And he took every opportunity that he could to enjoy that turkey on our home field. Yes, you talk too much, George. Sometimes I talk too much, but that's why I'm a YouTuber now. Oh, thank you, Big City. Appreciate you, Doc. Sincerely. Good to have you in. Get in before the night was over. If we don't lose for the rest of the year, Purdy wins. Damian Jackson says, if we don't lose for the rest of the year, Purdy wins MVP. It's MB Purdy, if you hear me. Holla if you hear me. I think Brock can get it. I think he really should get it. Especially as Damian said, if we don't lose any more games the rest of the year, why would he not? He's going to throw for 4,000 yards. He's going to be over 30 yards passing. He is #1 in literally every quarterback stat that's possible, even the fake ones. Brock Purdy is #1 in every single quarterback stat. Now, is some of that Kyle Shanahan? Yes, it is. Is some of that this offense and the Avengers? Yes, it is. But have you ever heard of somebody named James? That's all I need to say. Boom, is it in the camera? That's all we need to say. James. So it's because of Brock Purdy. And Brock Purdy's going to lead us back home. We're going to have Seattle coming in this Sunday. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We should be live, unless they take the game off television again, that they did to us this past Sunday. If you didn't know, we would try to go live to stream the game, and it would have been a wonderful celebration for us for 3 hours. But Los Angeles County decided not so fast. We're going to show you the sheep and the Browns, the toilet bowl, literally and figuratively, the sheep against the Browns. We're going to give you the toilet bowl. And they didn't do it before the game. They waited until like play 5 of the game to just cut it, flip it right over. The colors on the screen turned to blue and brown from red and green. So that happened. But if that doesn't happen this upcoming Sunday, we'll live stream the game against Seattle. The Niners look to go to 10-3. If we get, again, Texas to do anything good, anything at all, we don't ask you for a damn thing. We're asking you to do something for us. There's a meme that says anytime somebody is playing the Eagles, the Niners and the Cowboys come together like Bloods and Crips. Now, it works out because it's the red and it's the blue. And the picture's funny. They're standing in front of Burger King. This is like literally like on Crenshaw. It's probably on Crenshaw or Manchester. So they're literally standing in front of Burger King thugged out, gang affiliated with the rags and everything, holding hands together. It's a real picture. It's been turned into a meme. It's from a Increase the Peace fake troops that we put together back in the end of the 90s or early 2000s. Don't worry about that. But the picture shows the 49er fan and the Cowboy fan. It says, anytime hell no. Forget negative. Fuck both of y'all. Now, Dallas, if you would like to subscribe to that and say, we're going to come together with the 49ers and do them a favor well, good on you. Good on you. We appreciate it. But we ain't coming together with you just because we were playing them nationally. We hate both of y'all. Coming together with Texas because we're playing Pennsylvania. Child, please. Anyway, Bird Hunt Part 3. It's like the Saw movies. It's just, you can't get away from them. And we got 2 more coming. They've already stated that the next 2 Bird Hunt movies are in the works. They're coming out over the next 2 weeks too. And they're going to be murderous, just like this past Sunday. So let me know what you think about not only the show that we put on tonight, but what we have coming up this Sunday, Seattle, at home, Gino and the boys. Make sure you have all the gum in the stadium and in the city locked up because Pete Carroll is coming. Lock your gum away. Pete and those dentures are coming. Pause. And we got something for his ass. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for stepping up on Platform 246 tonight. Niner, bang or don't bang. Pennsylvania, we tried to tell y'all. The fans tried to tell you. The players tried to tell you. You didn't like that. But we tried to tell you that you didn't have anything for us. And that if we weren't throwing the ball with our running back, we were going to break your back. Pause. I got another one in there, son. We were going to break your back. And that's what we did. And now we move on to the home game against Washington State. Just more green. They're just trying to, the Grinch. Once again, it's the Grinch. But we're going to bring holiday cheer to all that dirty, nasty, ugly green. I'm so tired of seeing that color. I don't know what to do. But we're going to run right through it on Sunday. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Y'all be safe.